Hey guys, welcome back. Better Than a Let's Play episode 24, MoonQuest edition. I'm Enigmus, and we finally did it. We did it! Yay! That sucked. 7 dungeons. We got the schematic, and then we built the rocket, because you know what? I didn't think we needed to do another huge rocket assembly kind of preamble. We could take a look at what it takes to make a tier 2 rocket by typing tier 2. And clicking on this, same as the tier 1 rocket, same as the tier 1 rocket, same as the tier 1 rocket. This is new, the tier 1 booster, no new materials except compressed meteoric iron, which is also a component in these guys. So you make your heavy duty plate, the same as we made for the tier 1 rocket, and then you put it back into an ingot compressor with a compressed meteoric iron, gets the heavy duty plate. That is a necessary component in the tier 2, and that's it. That's the rocket. It fuels the same as the tier 1 rocket. We could have added chests to it for the inventory, just like a tier 1 rocket, but we saw how that worked. And there it is. It's ready to launch. It's ready to go. I loaded it up with fuel already. It's active. Stop loading because it's done. All we have to do is look at the last little itty-bitty preparations that we made for the trip to Mars. We're going to Mars. Just like that. The last episode we were like, herp derp, we're looking for a schematic. This episode we're going to Mars. I went and I reclaimed all of the equipment out of our moon base. Like I said, we're not going back there for any length of time. We may go back, well, I mean, we've still got a couple of chests there. We've got some things we might pick up there. We definitely want to go back for our blast resistant blocks. When we're done, the moon base is going to be basically a collection of rocks left in space. It's not even going to be a thing with some glass, because there's no point trying to reclaim that. We've got 4 electrolytic separators and a pair of hydrogen generators. We're going to be adding more of these electrolytic separators and hydrogen generators as we make them. I had to go on an epic iron mining expedition, and I came back with just over 3 stacks of iron, which really helped us not only to finish the Mars rocket, but also give us materials so we can start adding these. The idea is there are going to be sections within our Mars base that will be oxygenated. We won't have to worry about our oxygen tanks as long as we're in them, as well as having the option to fill heavy oxygen tanks on Mars without having to come back. Obviously, that should be almost without saying at this point. We've got a book stand so that we can put our linking book to the overworld on it and return home. We've got an unlinked link book that we can set up when we get to Mars so that we can travel from here back to Mars very easily. We've got some tools. We've got some fluid ducts. You would be using some sort of liquid pipe. This is to set up our unlimited water situation for our electrolytic separators. You would be using maybe perhaps Buildcraft pumps if you haven't installed thermal expansion. We've been over this before. All the stuff that we had, and also the advanced energy cube to kickstart our system. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go to Mars. We're going to set up the very basics with the oxygen system in a very small room and a book stand, and then we're going to come home. That's the episode. That's what we're doing. So let's go. It's nighttime. We all know what that means. Creepers. There's always going to be a creeper somewhere. Just like before, and launch. Just like that. Now it gives us the option to steer. Just like last time, I think it's mostly just to kind of keep you occupied while you're ascending. I don't even think we can see Mars from here, much less steer towards it. But we're making pretty good time by the looks of things. I don't even think I can ascend this fast with my railgun. Although, we might have saved ourselves some fuel if we had just attached a few railguns to the bottom of this thing. That might have been interesting. There's the, somehow we ended up in Mexico. That's where we've set up our our facilities. We're in Mexico, the shrublands of Mexico. Now we're in space. There's the moon. Here we are, Mars. Mars. Gravity 38%. No oxygen. Habitable. Send to dimension. And here we are in the void. Theoretically, oh, there we go. We've got the bubble suit with the parachute as we descend to the surface of Mars and bounce. We're bouncing in the bubble suits. That's like some high-tech bubble wrap right there. Now these, I don't know what to expect from the monsters here. I'm kind of expecting that the skeletons will have a bow for each hand and one between their legs. But so far it looks like maybe we'll be okay. There's certainly a lot of them. Look at this landscape here. Let's just kind of do a little of this. No, not that. A little of this. There we go. What do we got? Oh, look at that. I see something of great interest in the distance. It's a great canyon of some sort. Oh, and I see something of less interest down on the ground. It's a collection of monsters that we are just as happy to avoid. Look at this. I think we found the location of our Mars base. Something down there is generating light and it's moving. That is not a good sign. I think it's probably a freaky kind of zombie guy. Wow, this isn't just like a great big crater. It's actually a proper canyon. And look, it's got holes in the side. That could be the beginnings of our base. Just like, I don't know, I don't think I really paid much attention to it or showed it off too much, but the moon was full of pits like this that are just kind of covered over with little indications that there's something in behind it. And usually I went and poked around in a couple and I didn't really find them to be all that profoundly interesting, so I didn't really show them off. But in this case, someone has done a little bit of digging for us. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I did remember to bring some glowstone torches. I harvested all of the glowstone out of the moon dungeons so that I could make many, many more torches without having to go to the nether to harvest it. So that's one good thing that happened as a result of that. So what do we got? This is all listed as cobblestone, but it's red. Mars subsurface rock, cobblestone, Mars surface rock. So we've got three different kinds of Mars rock that all look exactly the same. Alright, I'll play along. Like I say, we're not here for long. We've got plenty of oxygen. It's not that we're short on oxygen, it's that we're here for a purpose. And that purpose is actually, you know what? I should be setting this up much farther down, really, based on what I want to do. You can see the holes there, and indication that there's something underneath, and over there. See, what I want to do is, if you remember, oh, look at that. It's got the whole sort of wee thing. I don't know if that's like another destination for a future iteration of Galacticraft, but that's kind of neat. I don't really want to get too kind of tied into a particular factory or a particular function that I want on Mars right now, because I want to make sure that whatever it is, it comes organically and not me trying to force it just for the sake of having a project. But I do want this to be really quite large and really imposing, because we haven't done one of those really this whole MoonQuest series. We did our overworld facility, which looks very large because we dug it out of a mountain, but it's actually quite tiny by the time you look at all the different facilities that we had. If we were to collect all of those and put them in one room, the room wouldn't have to be very large. So what I'm also going to do, oh look, I've got surface and subsurface already. I've got two different kinds. I feel so special. I'm gonna bury myself in the rocks here on Mars, because I don't want things sneaking up behind me and building these things. What have we got? Iron ore. Oh my goodness! Could our iron problems be done forever? No, probably not. We're not that fortunate. However, what we can do... Damn it! You're supposed to save room for the iron, not take more room for yourself. There we go. I think we want to actually go down as well. And we're going to go down on kind of a... Sometimes it's nice to put weird angles into things, just for the sake of having weird angles. So the staircase, I think we're just going to go straight down like this, kind of at a 45-degree angle to the rest of the world, maybe. Someone's going to point out to me that I'm wrong, and they're going to be right. I won't care. It's just blocks. It's just Lego. Come on. Now, based on what I learned with the setup for the electrolytic separators on the moon, they benefit from having some room to grow upwards. Basically, the whole setup is easier to manage if we kind of build them in vertical columns as opposed to paired units in more of a horizontal fashion. That was just kind of a pain in the butt doing it that way. So we're gonna kind of carve out a small room, like we said, and then we're gonna set this up. And I'm gonna do it real time, because last time I just kind of set it up and said, okay, here's how it goes. But it's just so quick and easy to set up that we might as well do that. We'll listen to the monsters outside that can't get to us. How am I doing for... I keep getting different values on the power tool for modular power suits, which is what I'm using to dig. Oh, hey, you know what we should try, just for the sake of relevance? No, the Tinker's Construct tools don't work on Mars materials either. They didn't work on the moon, and they don't work here. So we want about a 5x5 grid. I found seems to make me happy for setting up this water kind of thing. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to do. I may have forgot to bring buckets. Uh-oh. Remember what I was saying? Did we open a thing? What do we got down here? Is this going to be like... the Aliens movie, but it wasn't the Aliens movie. It was by the guy who did Aliens, and it was kind of like, if I could do Aliens all over again, I would do it like this. I can't even remember what it was called. So yeah, what's that? Copper. this one is copper ore. Black. I don't... Is it really? Unrefined Desh. Oh, that's right. Desh is like the meteoric iron for Mars. That's the good stuff. That's what we're supposed to be really enthusiastic about, I guess. Holy cow! It just keeps going. I'm gonna run out of torches before I run out of places to look. More iron. All the iron, give it to me. And I saw a skeleton down there. Yeah, he's trying to be clever. But, oh my goodness. I know, because when you sit down to watch one of my Minecraft videos, what you expect is 20 minutes of me mining iron. Oh, more dash. We'll take that. I'm kind of afraid to just kind of lob myself towards the bottom because I don't know what I'm going to find. And I already think that, oh, there's somebody hiding. There, you jerk. He can jump quite high. We're gonna put a cork on the exploration here for a second, but never the iron collection. Oh, that's tin. That's not iron anymore. I don't care about tin. I've got like 3 stacks of tin blocks. Let me out of here. There it is. We made it. All right. So, wow. I was not expecting such a vast expanse below us. I think. Wow. It just keeps opening and opening and opening. I need to be careful about how I handle this kind of thing because dying on Mars is not really all that appealing prospect. So we're going to put our water there. We're going to use some of these guys and we're going to block this off just for now. And the fact that these guys are, oh, they actually are different. Good. The fact that these guys are different and we've got the torch there will be a reminder for us that, hey, there's something underneath here that someday we might want to go check out, if for no other reason than, you know, dash mining. We find a reason to mine dash. And otherwise, we're just going to leave it alone because that's probably in our best interest. I don't even know if there are Mars dungeons like there were on the moon, but I guess there's really only one way to find out. And this, we're going to artificially extend this and fill it up because this is where we're going to have our water stuff. But first, we have to have our we're going home stuff. So, the book on the book stand to the overworld, and then we'll set ourselves up so that when we come back here, we come back here. Go blop, and then yes, and then we go like this. Where are the buckets? I think the buckets are upstairs, so we're gonna go blop. That's our way back. It almost kind of trivializes the whole process. Obviously, having the option to just click on a link book and go. It's like all of a sudden there's no distance between what we're doing in the overworld and Mars. We just click and go, and I'm okay with that because who needs to spend all of our lives traveling in virtual worlds once we've already made the trip? So that's going to be the underside, and then we take this guy and put it there so that we can put these guys, damn it, there we go, there, and there. And then we can fill this in a bit-ish. Yeah, because we don't need stuff in the corners. We we don't need water source blocks that aren't directly adjacent to an aqueous accumulator. It doesn't do us any good. I didn't want to put that there. Like that. And then we go bucket. And bucket. Oh, almost. Bucket. 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 Oops. Bucket. And bucket. And one more. Bucket. Damn it. Bucket. There we go. So that's all the bucketing that they require. Then we go like this, like that, like that, and that will be our water supply. And I think, so I'm just gonna kind of clear a walkway around this way, and then again, we don't want skeletons hanging out, moving up from the dungeon below, and then kind of hanging out down there shooting at us when we least expect it, because you gotta know, if you expect it to happen and you prepare for it, it won't. But if you don't prepare for it, it'll happen, and then you'll be sad. So we're just gonna kind of clear this out a little bit better. Hooray. And let's go this way. Just like so. And from here, we can just sort of go up, up, up. And we can always expand this later on, depending on what we've got going on. So, electrolytic separators, all 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And very important, I still don't know why they work better when they're facing this direction, but they do. And by work better, I mean everything connects the way I want it to when the X face is out this way. Then we can take our hydrogen generators like so, and like that, and then we take, so we've got water going in there, and we will have oxygen, I think, coming up this side, I believe. And these should have water in them. Yes. 24 buckets each. So much easier doing it that way than the other options for putting buckets of water in machines. We're spending so much time trying to preserve this silly little opening to nowhere. And now, for our final disastrous adventure, the oxygen compressor. Probably the most important piece of equipment that we will have here on Mars. Damn it. That was clever. That was sneaky of me. Oh, I don't know why I did that. That. Heavy aluminum wire, because we'll pretend that we're going to be running a lot of power through this, although I don't know if that's ever really going to be the case. And like so, I think. Oxygen compressor in, none. What's this guy doing? Oxygen. This guy he's getting hydrogen. He's not. Okay. What? He's got power. Where's his hydrogen going? There's I think the hydrogen gauge. This guy is accumulating oxygen. The hydrogen is going somewhere. Is it... Are we taking hydrogen out of these guys and that's why it's being kind of a dick? Let's try this. Nope. Okay. Damn it. Let's see. Heavy aluminum wires. I don't think that's going to do anything. Oh, hey. It's got oxygen. That one's got oxygen. That one's got a little bit of hydrogen, not a lot. Oh, I think that's because sometimes you have to move the blocks. You just spin them around just to kind of reset them, so to speak, and then they realize they recognize everything that's going on around them and everything works suddenly, mysteriously. But we're just going to kind of check here, since everything is in everything else's way. This guy's got tons of hydrogen. He doesn't even know what to do with all the hydrogen. He's got... this guy's got hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen, hydrogen. Alright, so we're full on oxygen, and we have a surplus of hydrogen and no generators to make use of it, which is fine, because we already talked about that. We're going to make more generators. Look at the mini-map. It's got this kind of Dooms sort of effect going on there. Just the big crazy thing. So here we are in our great Mars cave, set up to produce oxygen and ready to start building, really, once we come up with a plan for what we want to build, which will be coming in the next episode. I mean, why put it off? We made a beeline to Mars, and we were successful, and now we've got all kinds of things to explore, all kinds of things to see. We'll probably be bored of it after day 3, but that's when we start building our own stuff, so that we aren't bored anymore. We can look at interesting things that we made. If you want to be notified when I add the next episode, easiest way to do that is to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at Enigmius1. And Google++ Enigmius1. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and take care.